So my name is Reed Edelman, and I am a full-time faculty member here in the Theater Arts Department. I have been teaching at Mendocino College since the fall of 2000, so I'm completing my 23rd year. Theater has been an active part of Mendocino College almost since the college began. In its early years before I came, the program was overseen by Bob Alto.
I joined the second year. Ron Danko was here the first year. We were kind of hooked into the fairgrounds. The theater arts program, the theater was the horticultural building of the fairgrounds. But we did things like A Midsummer Night's Dream, and we did small musicals.
I came to Mendocino County, I think it was in 1976. There were a few classes that Mary Knight was teaching at the time. And those were in Carl Purdy Hall.
The Circle K then was the next step up in the evolution of theater. You affectionately called it the Mendocino College Circle K Theater Lounge on Laws Avenue. I would say the highlight was Fiddler on the Roof, but we did South Pacific, we did My Fair Lady. So we did some of the biggies.
In the mid-'80s, I ended up then teaching dance both in Lake County and in Ukiah. And as part of that, I also created, Doug Hector was still there, the Mendocino College Repertory Dance Company. So by now we've moved from the fairgrounds. The studio is in the quad, in the portable building, and we have the little theater.
My first year was on the new campus, and the Lowry Library was the only building. That's where we did all the musicals and all the shows before the new theater was built in 1994. Bob Alto did the first musical in the little theater.
We did things like Man of La Mancha, did Our Town, did Tea House of the August Moon. We did Grease. Grease was very, very popular.
I, for a series of years, did like a spring musical. We did a couple things in the summer. And we did like King and I and Carousel. And we did a number of shows.
You know, Les and I did a lot. The first musical we did in the Center Theater after it was built was Guys and Dolls.
It was a big, huge splash.
But I think it was after that we did Leonard Bernstein's Mass.
And then the other one, the last show I did, American Idiot, the rock musical.
One of my big goals when I first arrived was to see more students who were actually in the classes also on stage in the productions. That led to the creation of the Conservatory Cohort experience.
It's one of the only conservatory-style programs in the state, I believe, that's at this community college level.
It was a life-changing experience. I honestly think I got to learn so much about life in the theater and just how to use my musical abilities to the best that I can.
This is where I really got my professional experience, not just doing it as a hobby, but learning the actual craft of theater, of acting, of performance.
Mrs. Ardmore, Pritchard. La-dee-da.
It is one of the places where students and all of us get to work together in person, creating something that is inherently a live human experience.
Our director has promised to drop in for a moment tonight.
Just for a moment.
My name is Erin Schoenbrenner, and I teach dance here at Mendocino College. I also direct the Mendocino College Repertory Dance Company and produce the Spring Dance Festival every year. The program started in the early 80s, back when the college was young, by Leslie Saxon West.
You know, we didn't offer just the standard ballet, jazz, modern, contemporary. We offered Brazilian dance, Mexican folkloric dance, yoga, Pilates, many lecture classes, dance and world culture, capoeira, dance history.
She sort of premiered dance and created this amazing program that was culturally diverse and focused on technique as well as creativity.
Leslie was just always so supportive of my choreography and really appreciated that I was able to bring back to our small rural community what I had kind of gone out in the world and gathered and gleaned from my travels abroad.
We are so fortunate to have Erin as our dance teacher. She is very talented, she's a wonderful teacher, and she has tasted the real world of dance, so she brings that into the classroom. And if you get a chance, if you're lucky enough to participate in the Spring Dance Festival or a repertory, she'll bring in people from the outside world to teach you a piece of choreography. So I've had the chance to learn different styles of dance from different people from around the world that I otherwise would not have met if I hadn't attended here.
I never thought I would be a dancer until I came in to this dance department. And like I said, with the conservatory style, you get all those different methodologies for how you're going to perform. After 3 semesters of dance, I felt like I was a dancer.
Last week, we had our Mendocino College Jazz Band concert on this very stage. Some of the people that were playing in that group are also playing here tonight. And we discovered or rediscovered the joy of Name That Tune.
I'm Philip Lenberg. I am a professor of music here and the music director for the Ukiah Symphony. So I've done a lot of conducting. I've worked with a lot of people all over the world. I've been lucky enough to do that. And so I think a lot of that experience is what I can bring to the students here.
This is such a great program. I'm super appreciative that we have something like this in the community. I've grown up my whole life like living here, but it's super hard, I think, to find those circles of people if you don't have something like this to like get you into it.
It's nice to be part of both the college and the orchestra in the sense that the net is cast very wide, that we get a lot of people coming to either a school event or an orchestra event for the first time, and they get kind of hooked and then they become more immersed into whatever kind of cultural events are happening in the college.
Before I took the course, I was not someone who wanted to sing, whether it be in front of people or even myself. I have learned more than I thought I would, in terms of music as well as improving myself as to what I can do to become a better musician.
Do you believe in the Bible, Mr. Dunlap? I believe in the Holy Word of God, and I also believe in Matthew Harrison Brady.
There's been a lot of plays that we've done since I've been here, and I always tell people my favorite show is whatever I'm working on at the moment.
Mendocino College, 2008, Romeo and Juliet. I was Lord Capulet. It was a great ensemble.
Thinking back to that set, we had this crashed airplane that they brought in for that set. That was a great show that just felt expansive and fun. Stepping out on stage for the first time in Greece. I think I was in still high school for that, right? And just this camaraderie of all my buddies in high school.
Sueño by Jose Rivera is definitely a favorite. That was directed by Reed Edelman.
I was lucky enough to get cast as the lead role in that play. I think it was the first time that I really saw the possibility of acting being something that I would do indefinitely.
That show really raised the level of what we were doing on a technical level.
My first musical was American Idiot, which was the spring of 2017, which was kind of a crazy rock band musical. Les Spitzenreiter was the director of that, and it was a lot of fun.
The musical Once was a fantastic production.
That was my first time acting, and it was a life-changing experience.
We turned the stage into a giant guitar and had an amazing cast, an amazing crew.
We did a concert in December with the choir, the Janice Tim, so that was really exciting. Full orchestra and a big 30-plus person choir.
As soon as I came up to the backstage door, I could hear the strings humming, as orchestras do before a concert. And I stepped through the door and I could see all of my classes, like everything I've ever been studying, in a real world context.
Reflections, we made it rain on stage.
We decided, well, let's make it rain on stage and flood the stage with water.
We were able to go from a totally dry stage with a cracked earth projection to 5 inches of water, which the dancers danced in, that then got recycled.
Mary Zimmerman's play Metamorphoses. It was one of those shows where you really look back on as being a really special show.
We didn't have the pool until like 2 weeks before the production, so you're having to sort of think through, how are we gonna do that in the water, and are people gonna slip, and if we do that lift, how's that gonna be?
It was theater, it was performance art, there was dance, we had a pool of water on stage, and that was pretty magnificent. I mean, that was on a level of something I would have done at university.
The students really have started driving what I can do.
Come dance! Dance for all who died alone! Celebrate our memories!
We're able to ramp up the sets a little bit more because their skill levels are just getting that much better.
The Emerald Triangle already provides 70% of cannabis smoked around the entire country. They legalized this shit federally? I'm saying, nacional, mi hermana. It's boom time, biatch.
The people in the community come out in order to participate in things like theater and music and dance. And it's really well supported. People are really hungry for it here. So we're lucky to have both the support from the college and from the community members.
Braden can set you up with an account, can't you, Braden?
Yep, Braden's family pimp service.
What I love about dance is that it crosses many boundaries and borders, and that we can engage in these different elements, not just dance, but it can go into science, it can go into awareness and environmental studies. So we try to bring many things together to create shows here.
There's a long and rich history of dance and theater and the arts at this college.
The country's divided, we've been through a pandemic, and the economy is tanking. It's all taken a toll on our lives and on this college.
On the theater department more than others.
Yeah, I don't see nearly as many budget cuts being incurred by the science departments. When I was in the Scottish play at UPG,
Did you bring a tune?
No.
Haggis, the musical.
The Scottish play.
He means Macbeth.
What we need to do in the future is keep advocating for the importance of the arts in education, that we are an essential part of education, not just for theater majors and dance majors, but for all students, and continue to build on that. And I think what they learn in the arts is the ability to be creative as a team, to work with other people as an ensemble, to solve problems creatively. And I am a strong believer that what students do in our classes is beneficial to them, whatever they do in their futures.